back and relaxing. It's down to Sanhok, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 2, game number 2 of the PUBG Mobile Pro League South Asia Season 1 League stage. Just a lot of words right there. And it is going to be Sanhok. And it is going to be, of course, Fixes and Experiment to take you guys through the action. Gentlemen, have a blast.
Woo! All right, Fixes. Now we have seen the plane path going from the southeast to the northwest direction. And who better, again, to take us through all the drop points? What do you think is going to happen this time?
So, looking at where the players are dropping, there's been no change. This time, Seoul definitely has retained Kampong, and so has INES maintaining that Lakavi area. So, they are looking good over there. They do not want to contest those early games. And we see Celtz going to its stocks. But I'm really curious as to where the circle turns around, as Fnatic still have the center of the entire map. They've landed at boot camp. I really have strong vibes coming in from Synergy this time.
Well, I mean, Synergy, they've been playing phenomenally. They, of course, won the last game. For those of you who are just joining us right now, Game 1 did belong to Synergy. It was a nice epic showdown between TSM Entity and Synergy, who were in sync. Full Synergy getting the job done. I've said Synergy way too many times, but that is what it is. These boys have been performing so well, so they are the talk of the town. But yeah, I mean, Seoul have gone to Kampong, INES just to the north, and to the south, we have the boys from Celtz. I wonder where the zone is going to be, and well, here it is right in front of us. Pretty much, I mean, considering that Sanhok is pretty much the size of the zone, it encompasses almost everything except Cow and Mongnai, Camp Bravo up top. So a couple of teams will have to make their way into the zone. Now I know that you're going to say this. Team IND need to loot their houses quick and make their way into the zone because they have opposition in the form of Dead Eyes Guy and the Rock that is painted orange.
We've been privy to this fight always going on between Team IND and Team Deadeyes. Deadeyes really like to have that high ground, that small shrine that we see up there. They always go over there and try to loot it out. We've seen them going time and again against Team Powerhouse because they also land nearby. But now, as we speak of, Team IND has again a long rotation path. But I'm really scared about Team Orange Rock. We have always seen them struggling trying to get inside the circle in Sanhok because they've always been picked off. Some or the other member, gets knocked down. Last time it was Biru when Team Fnatic were ready for them. This time we'll have to see who's the scapegoat going down for Orange Rock.
Ooh, scapegoat. I mean, I'm pretty sure none of them really want to be in that position. But you, Mumba, of course, you've talked a lot about them right from the beginning. That free fall is going to be devastating, but they are in 12th position. So, you know what? They have another chance. Maybe they're just making sure that they play well enough to, stay in the top 16 and then pull out all their cards, show all the cards towards the end of the grand finale, as we're going to have it after this week is over. So, they still are in contention for the World League qualification, which, of course, is a big prize. And add along with that, all the cash prize that we have, that is going to be something that they're going to look forward to. But I do believe Jean-Marie Solim is going to be the first man to be knocked out by Mega Onko. And Megastars, 6 kills in the last game. Vexy and I do believe it was Onko who were the last 2 guys remaining. Getting derailed? Or do you think that's just temporary?
That's absolutely temporary because it was all about position. Synergy had a really good position. They took down Fnatic. They went against Team Megastars. Vexy did put up a good fight against Marcus Gaming, but that fell too short because Synergy were waiting. They knew where exactly Megastars were. But getting back into talking about all these teams that are kind of on the bottom half, they're just trying to have that top 16. And that's the same thing with Team Seoul as well because lately I saw an interview with of Mortal where he actually was discussing this thing on his live stream that currently they're also targeting that top 16 spot and they will fix everything and will come back stronger in the finals. But talking about those top 16 teams, okay.
You can't defy gravity on a bike. I thought he was trying to climb up to the top of the tree. But yeah, continue.
I mean, imagine like PUBG rolls out a new update and you can just somehow climb to the trees and you can just sit over there. That would be a thing to watch. But yes,
getting in the swords. Huh?
I mean, we go down to the World Wars, right? So, but yes. talking about Team Soul, in fact, and the rest of the teams. So this is what they're looking forward to. But Team INES, this is one team I really, really want to make it to the top 16 because Bad Riv, man, we have to feel it for this guy. He's been doing so much, and today I felt that Evil Eye also did
Oh, yeah.
contribute, so which is a good thing to be talking about.
And talking about Bad Rev, here he comes on our screens, almost getting that knock on CG. CG is going to be lucky to live, and he slinks his way past, inevitable knock, because that was something that we don't see. He went prone and just, slithered his way up ahead on his elbows. All that military training coming in effect from boot camp, which, I'm just speculating over here. I do not know what CG is up to, but it did work, and he is out of harm's way, making sure that he lets his teammates know that, there are enemies heading towards me. I could use a little bit of assistance, and I do believe he is going to be recuperating and heading back towards his teammates. So they are going to live to fight another day. But, coming back to that INES topic that we were just talking about. Of course, they have nothing to lose. They have to make it to the top 16. That is a big fight going on right now between Team Tamilas and INES. And they've got to be calm. They've got to, keep their wits about them and push through, because it is doable for them. Now, if I talk about whoever is down in the bottom, that top 16 fixes is still something that is within grasp, because if they have a couple of good games, they might just pop through. However, we did talk about something last week. We talked about targeting, right? And you thought that there's going to be a lot of targeting. No, let me. I'm going to call you out on it. The thing is, see, it makes sense on paper. Theoretically, it makes sense, but practically, making sure that you do that in the game on the big stage over here is going to be a little difficult, because I think that's what we saw from INES, that they were getting those skills. They picked a few fights early on, but they had to be careful that they get those placement points, because if you get anything above 10 plus add 5-6 skills to it, that's not a bad outing.
See, then it comes down to, like, what are your objectives, right? So everyone has different objectives. The top 3, they want to hold it off. The 4, 5 and 6 want to get into top 3. And the best part is that these teams, Synergy, Fnatic, Megastars, look how hungry they have been. They've been rattling along with those skills. They're playing without any fear. They're going in. Schreider, we just saw that that ballsy play he made on TSM entity, and he was just that was just sheer brilliance from his side. But talking about all these teams, you need to understand what they have in the back of their mind. So what they want to achieve and what they want to accomplish. Because right now, everyone, like those bottom half, we talk about, the last layer, those are 16 to 20 teams. They just want to put up a good show. But if you come down to the last day of the PMPL league stages, when they have nothing to lose, why not just go in on those big teams and just do not drop at their drop location, but you can just hold on to their rotations and make things worse for them.
Why not indeed? You don't have a lot to lose at this point, and you have a lot to gain if you go out for those kind of plays. Immortality awaits as far as putting up a show is concerned, because you'll win some hearts along the way. However, we are witnessing a little bit of a face-off over here, because both teams, Soul and VSG Crawlers, know that they have enemies on either side of this road, this desolate road. Just picture old Western right now. That's what's happening. Everyone is making sure they close their shutters, all the doors are locked, and they know that the enemy might just come knocking sooner or later. However, since they are in the zone right now, pretty much towards the center, just offset a little to the east, they don't have to worry about moving out a lot. And if you don't remember, Soul are going to be looking for a little bit of redemption, because they did win a chicken dinner in that area. And that area, of course, is Quarry. And they did make a catastrophic mistake in the game before that, when, against Megastars, Regulators got those really, really, really good 2 knocks, but unfortunately waited a bit too long, getting knocked instead. And so I'm sure they're going to try and change that, but we'll leave them to that. The airdrop has a DBS and click for nobody, because, do you think maybe in future patches to come, we are not going to see the DBS in the drop anymore?
See, no matter how much you buff that gun, it's still a game that you're playing on mobile, right? If it were on PC, I would have loved those DBS for the the close quarter combats, those
Entry frag.
urban, yeah, those entry fraggers would have loved it. In those urban scenarios where we are playing in Los Leones, maybe you're trying to push a building, a compound, a DBS would come in really handy. But if you've got a SMG where you can afford to miss a few shots, but the same luxury you do not share with DBS. So that's the reason why I do not think this gun will actually be very successful in the mobile versions. But you never know. You never know. Yesterday, I just it was a different international tournament I was casting. I saw a whacker of a shot from Winchester. I can. I can tell you that it was like a 200 meters Winchester headshot. So if players
That's
are ready
doable.
to commit, this can happen.
Absolutely. And talking about commitment, OR Diljit is going to try and make a statement over here. He was the first guy to get knocked out in the last game. And we just saw him spraying down some lead in IND's direction. Trance and Slayer, I do believe, are the ones that got caught up. So see again now OR are kind of holding off that compound, and they know that the boys from IND they need to come down on that hill, expose themselves a little bit. I'm not sure how many smokes and utilities they have on them at this point because they haven't been able to loot a lot of compounds since that
Hmm.
tiny island was shared by IND. I do believe Deadeye's
There
guy
is, yeah.
and Orange Rock themselves. So it is going to be a bit of a statement. I'm pretty sure the whole third person perspective is going to be in full use as the camera is kind of giving you a cinematic shot of something that is inevitable. We know something is going to happen. So we are going to be bringing you all the action from either side. Marvi trying to find any sign of life across the road. Good distance. He has an idea that they're behind the rocks, and well, the enemy does too because they retaliate with a few shots of their own.
Yes, both of them have spotted each other out, and both of them do realize that it's Team IND and Team Orange Rock. So they know who they're going up against, and that's the reason why they are playing it safe, because you cannot be sloppy against the likes of these two teams. But we haven't been actually discussing a lot about Team IND, right? They are synonymous with the word consistency, but this time this league was kind of not their thing. They've not been so dominant like they were. So what do you think, XP? What went really wrong for Team IND? Is it the rotations? Is it the team fight? What exactly was the difference that it made?
I mean, I don't want to say anything against the rotations specifically
Okay.
of Team IND, but we're going to come to that in a second because Scary OP has got a knock on HB, I do believe, and he was going to try and go for the finish. I do believe he is going to get that kill because HB is, well, afar from his teammates. Evo in the background on the other side of the quarry. Remember, we SG crawlers were kind of in a stalemate with Soul. I wonder what HB was doing all by his lonesome on this side of the quarry. And talk about VSG, they are under fire right now. Gurkha YT with a knock and a finish on Avi. That is going to be a devastating blow for them. VSG crawlers reduced to a two-man squad. I wonder if they kind of pulled back from that compound because they were okay, so the zone changed, but they were still in the zone. I wonder
Yeah.
if that is going to be a mistake that they will come to regret later on. Well, I'm sure they already are, because now Team Hype is trying to put some pressure on these boys over here.
Absolutely. VSG crawls CG. He is pinned down beside a tree, and he has to get away from here. He has to get inside the circle, but looks very unlikely because I think he's running out of utilities. He does not have much to play around with, and he has been spotted. Shots are being rattled down onto it towards him, and he's dodging those bullets. He goes down the ridge, but Evo. So one thing that I've really observed a lot is a lot of players are using those bikes, those
Well, he
scooters
knows how to
in
ride one for
Sanhok.
sure.
Absolutely, he does know, and CG will have to struggle at getting inside the circle. But then things are not just over here for VSG crawlers, because a lot of teams have made it into those center compounds, and as the zone will shrink in, we see a shift, and my oh my, TSM entity does have a good position.
I mean, they're going to be pretty much blocking off anything that moves across the water. I really want to see a zone go towards the ruins. It's been quite
Okay.
some time that I haven't seen a ruin fight. I want the camera to pan in and around the ruins, have a little bit of water at your feet, the splash, 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 splash sound effects or whatever. That would be something that would be really fun to watch. However, we do see Fnatic. I think they have spotted out members of U Mumba in the distance. They've got to be a bit careful. Meanwhile, Orange Rock is opening up on Team IND, and the Jeet gets the finish on Snacks. This was again the fight that we knew was inevitable, and I think the first casualty is going to go in the way of Team IND. Slayer on a sliver of HP. He is going to have to heal himself up. 3v4 against Orange Rock. Again, these guys have been patient because they are out of the zone. The zone, I do believe, is going to be moving any second now. So they just want the kills. They know it's Team IND. And if you think about it, they've been staying there for a long time. Meanwhile, on the other side of the water, UME, who I just said were in the crosshairs of Fanatics, find themselves under fire from Synergy. And I do believe Strider just went down on our streets.
And even Fnatic joins the party and is also joined by TSM Entity as Jonathan takes a knock onto his Ronak. So it's going to be absolute bloodbath near Painan as we see Fnatic always spotting down Ted and does take a few shots onto him. 420 does have the revive on and will have to heal himself up really fast. Always cooking that grenade to absolute perfection. And Bhishma just surviving on that sliver of HP as Fnatic look towards closing on UME.
Meanwhile, TSM Jonathan has finished Ronak. They are going for the kill. Scout, shoot, Scout. Will he find the enemy? He does connect with his teammate, and OS is going to get picked up. Ash, in fact, coming in with that final blow, knocking out Bhishma. So a good push by Fnatic, but their woes are still not over because we have a grenade being cooked by Servi. Is it going to be good? It has been lobbed in. Will it connect? It does not connect. They react in hyper speed, jumping out of harm's way. And I think we might see a little bit of a push going in. Servi and Ted, are they going to be man enough right now to actually climb up the stage because Ash is going to be holding it down at the bottom, but this gives Scout and OS, I do believe, enough chance to recuperate, so we are going to slow down just a little bit more. Ash with that grenade, which is not going to find the mark right now. It does! That was a bounce, and down goes a member from Synergy. Austin Bot X is down. Ash needs to come back up towards the staircase for cover from his teammates because I do believe Scout has gone back down. Always finding himself knocked again. Scout is a guy who does not shy away from a fight. He was upstairs. He comes down. Will he get the job done? We are going to find out because OS is going to be eliminated. If I have a look at the kill feed right now, he's back up again. He is back up again, Fixes.
It all comes down to Scout right now because Ash went in for that res, but he got taken down by that grenade coming in from the side of Team Synergy, and always will get finished off as Synergy moving onto its Fnatic, and that was a lousy play where he was reviving him right in the face of the stairs, and the Synergy punish Team Fnatic, and with that they go down. But we cannot take anything away from Team Fnatic and also from Team Synergy. The way these guys are showing those aggression and the way they're pushing, that is outright commendable.
Meanwhile, we find ourselves having a little bit of a skirmish between INES, Team Tamalas, and I do believe Soul in the background over there. Meanwhile, Deadeye's Wadu just got a knock on IND. So IND is in a world of trouble. We're going to join them in a little bit, but Regaltoss over here patching himself up, popping in those pills. Of course, he doesn't want any part of his body to be aching as he's going to be running through the jungles of Sanhok. Aman patches himself up. So Soul is going to be on a tactical retreat towards a little bit of a high ground as far as the zone is concerned, because they are about 100 meters out. So they have a long distance. Doesn't look like a lot. 100 meters does not look like a lot, but when you are riddled with bullets from all angles, oh boy, that is going to be one dash of your life. Meanwhile, Bad Rev over here, he tosses the grenade in the direction of Ted. That is going to be just a little bit short, but Servi and the boys are going to be putting on the pressure on INES. Now, mind you, we do have a massive blow as far as the zone is concerned. We are shifting towards the west, just south of the ruins. So Painan is not in contention. Meanwhile, Mega are opening up on OR and vice versa, getting a few knocks on either side. I do believe two members are down from each side. We're going to come to that fight because we are concentrating on INES. The way they are spread out, Evil Eye and Capshi up top and Bad River Machine over here, they really have a chance to pinch them in over here.
I love the way Team INS is playing, because now the hunter is getting hunted as Badrev slowly and steadily creeping on the backlines of Synergy, trying to take those shots with his M4, but does misses out, and Machine will have to take that rotation. But getting back into this fight of Megastars and Team Orange Rock, they are just playing around with each other, and the fight will get initiated. But Orange Rock coming out on top, eliminating Megastars so early into the game. This is an absolute shocker, XP.
Something is not working out for the boys, and I thought that Machine might actually make it, but Strider spots him out. That was a bit of a miscalculation on his part to go prone, especially when the enemy can see you go prone. So that is going to be something that he is going to pay heavily for right now. Meanwhile, TSM are going to be fending off against an attack from Seoul. I do believe Regulatos has been knocked out. Maybe he is going to be in a world of trouble over here, but Capchi gets that knock and finish, I do believe, on Synergy. Wait a second.
Okay.
Orange Rock is out of this game. Good to see Jean Mara. The boys from Jean Mara are finally here, and they are putting up quite a show. Maybe the targeting thing is a factor, because they do know the fight is going on. They are going to go in for the kills, and TSM's Neo gets the finish on, I do believe that was Regulatos, I beg your pardon, and Austin X from Synergy gets that finish on Viper. So now, what?
He gets eliminated.
Wait a second. What? I thought these guys
don't talk about anyone, XP.
I mean, I should just not toss right now. I do apologize. I'm sorry, PMPL. I'm going to go because I have a silver tongue, and this is just utter chaos. But Sangwon down to the last man. He has to go up against TSM Entity. Is he going to be spotted out? He runs to the right. He wants to dodge it. He's going to be is he gonna make it? He makes it. He makes it. And
sure?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say right now.
You just talked about Sangwon right now. I think he'll just be taken down.
If he gets taken down within the one
it's Caster's curse.
minute,
okay.
Oh my goodness! Forget the Caster's curse. Someone needs to hire me to look into the future.
Oh my goodness, but the players you're talking about are just getting taken down. Not only the players, but the teams as well. But the zone, we see taking quite a bit of a shift, and this is a game that VSG Crawlers can actually make something out of. Marcus Gaming does spot out members of Team Tamilas, as Team Tamilas will get finished by the zone. So the dude being just a bit just a little unlucky as we speak of. But talking about the teams that remain, so TSM Entity, they're still surviving, and this is a chance to make it to the top of the table by the end of this game if they get a chicken dinner.
Meanwhile, if you look at the zone on the top right of your screens, we have VSG Crawlers pretty much Death Smack Center, 2 members alive, mind you. The Celtz are still out in full force. Jean Mara, who did a wonderful job to get that kill, are taken out. INES are eliminated from this game. And I do believe Dead Eyes Guy are under fire. Meanwhile, we join Strike over here, trying to put the strike on TSM Entity. That is not going to happen as Team Tamilas exit. So does IND. Everyone is toppling like dominoes right now. We are down to the last 6 teams. TSM's Clutch God under heavy fire from Rocks over here, who is trying to rock it out for his team, making sure that they get high up on those position points. But I do believe Ultron got the finish on TSM Clutch God. So TSM now, Jonathan is the last guy standing, snaking in the grass, making sure that he does not make a single sound. He's got to be careful because he's got enemies on either side. Mind you, he is still outside the zones. Dead Eyes Guy making it potentially to the top 5 team, unless Jonathan pulls out something special from his backpack over there and manages to get a squad wipe on them. I see that they might actually do really well right now. Fixes, and talking about doing well, Team Hype getting eliminated in 6th position.
The best position, if we talk about here, I can see Team Celtz holding on to one, and Team Dead Eyes. They've got all the members alive. Team Celtz have been doing so well this game, and Ultron will spot out Surya, but will he be able to take him down? No, as Wadusa takes down Rocks, and Jonathan now trying to pull off something because he needs all these guys right in front of him. He cannot have anyone behind him or beside him, because then he'll just get spotted and he'll be taken down. But CG taking down Wadusar and instantly finishing him off. This pedestal being the demise for Rocks right now, as he was hammering down on the SM Entity. But Ultron does take out a smoker. But I was really shocked at as to why he would want to do that. Shifusa will spot down Ataki, does take a few shots on towards him, but will not be able to connect as Shifusa still holding on, does throw that grenade, but it's not a cooked one. Deadeye Shifusa still having that center smack zone. Shifu takes down one member, that's Ultron, and Illusion will finish off CG. MJ being the last member surviving, he'll be also taken down, but Atanki, he remains for Team Celtz, but he'll be the one to finish things off for Shifu as he knocks him down.
Everything was going in the way of Celtz. They were the kings of the hill, but Shifu, a one-man army, forget Trading Po. This guy should be up on the big screen right now because he is literally wrecking havoc. Jonathan is still alive in the background. I have to have a look. But Dead Eyes guy are now going to be taking that prime position, that prime property right up top. Meanwhile, VSG Crawlers are eliminated. Avi, the last man, falling down to the last three. And do you know what? It is going to be a 3v1 situation. It is going to be that. So Deadeye guys with 3, Celtz with 3, and Jonathan, the one-man army from TSM Entity. And TSM Entity, they need a good showing if they want to overtake Orange Rock, which I think they possibly already have. However, Shifu and the boys, Ronic Illusion, are going to be making their way. Wait a second. Did I read that right?
It's Ultron, I guess.
Oh, that's
Ultron.
Monk. Sorry, Monk. I bet.
Okay,
Monk.
Monk.
The font is so small. I don't know why I thought Ronic. I was like, wait a second. Ronic's not playing for them, but Monk, they are trying to make their way into the zone. And Celtz, despite having lost that top of the hill situation over there, they are now, they're in a good position because Dead Eyes guy have to come in. That is a pretty decent grenade, and that grenade connects. Ultron getting knocked out. This is when Illusion and the boys might actually put up a little bit of a charge. That is going to be a good, and we are on camera. What's up, guys? Can we go back to the action right now? I do see in the little bit over here. That is a good molly. Is it going to keep them at bay? However, that is going to keep them at bay. They are going to go in along the edges of the zone. Atanki is going to be holding his ground right now. He deals a few bullets. He gets shot in return. Does he get knocked out? He does get knocked out. Illusion getting knocked out over here. Shifu's got to be careful because Monk is going up against the enemy one-on-one. Is he going to go out in the blue and get it done, or is he going to go for the finish? He goes for the finish. Wait a second. I'm going to be looking over here. What's happening? He is the last man selling. Monk gets the kill, and out goes Celtz. We are down to a 3v1 potential situation, but wait a second. I am sorry. Jonathan is coming into play. He is not going to be able to get a revive on one of his teammates by the looks of it.
Yes, and Jonathan, as we speak of, is on the move, is on the prowl, is hungry. He knows there's just one guy remaining who is trying to revive his fallen teammate. Jonathan will not miss that one. TSM Entity managed to seal the deal, and Jonathan yet again is Team Celtz and Team Dead Eyes. Oh my god, oh
there
my
we
god.
Go. The king is dead. Long live the king. TSM Entity have smacked down. Rather. Listen, you asked about who you sent to kill the effing boogeyman. The boogeyman here being Orange Rock. You sent it Jonathan, and he knocks them down. And not just knocks them down, that's a decent lead as well. That's like a 13 points lead by TSM Entity and Orange Rock. You said it earlier, Fixes, that, you slack off a little bit. There's going to be a wolf right behind you looking to pounce on you and take away that lead. And TSM Entity, they've done it.
I'm going to add one thing to this really quick. Orange Rock is displaying yet what they've been doing all the time in the past because they start off super strong. Fixes, you know what I'm talking about. Even we saw this in a couple of tournaments in the past. Midway, there you go. Midway, these boys kind of, flat out. There's like a little plateau stage for them. And then towards the end, when it matters most, I don't know whether it's the pressure. I don't know whether it's all the weight that they're carrying, but somehow they just kind of fall from the top slot.
I just want to touch upon one more thing over here is the battle for those, to be the 16th place team. It's heating up right now, and I'm excited. INES had a great game earlier. Now, Deadeye's guy, they're now tied with Team Hype. Of course, they are tied. They have the exact number of kills.
Everything is identical.
That is ludicrous. They have the same placement points. They have the same total kills. That is just ludicrous indeed. But they're right now tied, and they have managed to have a substantial lead over Gianmaro. Now,